Hello people, how you all doing today? Welcome to my tutorial for today. I hope all is well with all of us. And how are you holding up, by the way? Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for your views, for your likes, for your comments. Thank you so very much. And if you are new to my channel, please feel free to hit the red icon to subscribe and also tap on the notification bell so that when I upload you get information concerning that. For today's tutorial, we're going to be making an A-line dress with an Ankara facing, and I'll be using this fabric for today's tutorial. I'll be using about 4 yards of this fabric for today's tutorial. So let's quickly go to the floor and cut the A-line part before we now come to the table to talk about the facing. Okay, so I'm cutting the front first of all, and the front and the back, they're going to be the same thing because there's no zipper allowance. Now this is actually too wide for me, so I'll try to reduce it. But if you want yours to drape very well, you can use a full length, but this is too wide for me, so I'll try to reduce it. Okay, so I'll be starting my measurement from around here. The only measurement we'll be needing is just the shoulder and the bust. So my shoulder is 8 inches. Okay, my armhole, 9 inches. I have to come down by 1 inch. This is for shoulder slope, and then this is 3 inches for shoulder slope also. So now I have 8 inches here. I'll just make it up. Okay. My neckline is 4 inches, and the volume 5.5 inches. Okay. And the length of my dress is 43 inches. I'll be adding 1 inch extra for fold. So I'm measuring 44 inches. Okay. My bust is 42, divided into 4 is 10.5. I'll be adding ease of about 1.5 inches, and then 1 inch sewing allowance. Okay. Hope you understood what I did here. You see, this thing is slanting. Our fabric is slanting, is not straight. That was why I had to measure my shoulder all the way down to the depth of my armhole. That's why I took the measurement this way. Because if you are to go like this, it's going to give you something like this, which is not it. I hope you understand. That is why I had to measure my shoulder measurement all through the depth of the armhole in order to get it very correctly. Okay. Now, since this is an A-line gown, you can choose to just, from this place, take it down. If it's too wide for you, you can narrow it down. I hope you understand what I'm doing. If you like, you leave it this way. If it is too wide for you, you can narrow it down. You watch my stick to the width you want. I hope it's clear enough. I did not measure the down part, so nobody should come and ask me how many inches. I didn't measure it. But I've just explained the much I can. If this width is too wide for you, you can narrow it down to what you want. Okay, I think this is okay for me. So I'll just cut straight ahead. Okay, so with this now, I'm going to cut the back piece also. There is no difference, except you want the volume of your neckline to be different, okay? Otherwise, there is no difference. So I'm going to use it to cut the back piece. Okay, so this is now both the front and the back. So for the back, I had to give it a high neck. I hope you see it. This is the front and this is the back. So let's go back to the table. So for the front, I'm using this Ankara fabric as the design. You see, I folded it into two. You have to carefully arrange it so that it gives you exactly what you want. Okay. So I'll just be covering it from here. I hope you get it. All I'll need to do now is to cut this point out, and that's what we are going to be using. So at the end of the day, we are having something similar to this. Okay. So I'll now go ahead and cut the sleeve. So for this piece, for this Ankara fabric, you can see I lined it. I used the same Ankara fabric as the lining. I only lined this place, turned it over, and then closed up the armhole, the shoulder, and the neckline. Okay. And then for the back piece of our dress, I used bias for the neckline. So what we're doing next now is to attach the Ankara fabric to the body of our dress. Okay, now you see the way I laid it. Meanwhile, this is the wrong side. This is the right side. Okay. So the first thing we have to do is to first use our pin to hold the neckline area. And then I'll go to the machine first of all and sew the neckline area from the right side so that you will see the exact place you are to sew. I hope you understand this. So first I'm going to sew this neckline area. When I sew it, I will open it up, top stitch, and then turn this Ankara fabric over to the right side. Remember, this is the right side and this is the wrong side. So you see now, I've made the stitch. I also top stitched. I hope you can see it. And then I've turned it over to the right side. Please, in doing this, be careful. That is if you lined this part of your fabric. Be careful so that you don't end up placing it the way it's not supposed to be. It's supposed to be the right side of this facing against the wrong side, so that when you turn it over, it becomes right side this way. Okay. So the next thing I will do now is to go to the machine and stitch it along these lines. Okay, just along this V line. When I do that, I will also join the back and the front together at the shoulder. Okay, so now I've joined them at the shoulder. The next will be to join them at the two sides. I'll just join here using my bust measurement and then sew it down. I'll also fold the hemline, okay, before inserting the sleeve. So this is what we have with the hemming done and also the sleeve inserted. This is our end result. I will only go ahead and iron it properly, and then our dress is good to go. Thank you for watching till the end. If this tutorial has been helpful to you in any way, please give us a thumbs up and also don't forget to share our videos. Till we meet in our next tutorial, please stay safe, take very good care of yourself, and be innovative. Bye. And I'm so loving this. Either way, you can rock it.